Hello.
Hello.
What's your name?
My name is Barbara Kolen.
And where are you from?
I'm from Holland.
Holland. And are you at school, Barbara?
Yes, I study political science here at the University of Amsterdam.
Nice. And so you're the current chairman of Students for Sustainability Amsterdam, is that correct?
Yeah.
And can you tell me a little bit about SFSA?
Yeah, we are an association of students from all faculties at the University of Amsterdam and at the Hogeschool van Amsterdam. And we work together to make the university more sustainable in the broadest sense of the word. We both have an active lobby to incorporate sustainability more in the education and in the research of the university and the Hogeschool. But also we organize events such as Green Dogs, and that's more to get people to spread the message about sustainability.
Now I heard you guys just became a real association or accredited association, so this is something people can join if they're interested?
Yes, so since a week or so you can become a member officially through our website www.sfsa.nl, and it's really easy. It's only €5 a year, and if you're a member you show support for our activities and for our lobby for a more sustainable university, but also you can attend like our special member activities that we're going to organize very soon.
And you can participate in current undertakings or help make UFA more sustainable.
Definitely.
Great. Well, thank you very much for your time. How's it going, guys?
Cool, thanks.
So what are your names?
Eugenio
and Eugenio.
Oh.
We are both from Italy.
And you guys are both from Italy?
Yeah.
But you're not brothers?
No, we're not. No. Also, it's not a common name.
It's not a common name. You guys study at Science Park?
Yes.
Yep, we do AI in the same class.
You guys
Artificial intelligence.
Artificial intelligence. And you too, Eugenio?
Yes, we are in the same course.
Is this a master's program?
Master.
Yeah.
Master
Nice.
2 years.
Nice. What comes to mind when I say the word sustainability to each of you? Eugenio, you can start.
Yeah, well, for me, sustainability it means like how much the environment can sustain the impact of something, and so how can we reduce the costs for the environment to sustain our impact on it.
Nice.
For me, it's probably like how many times can an activity be performed in the same way until like the environment can make it possible to do it again.
If the environment allows you to continue doing it.
Yeah, for example, like mining is not exactly sustainable because at one point you will finish mining and then that's it.
Right.
But for pollution, it goes the same way. Like at some point we die from pollution or something. So
but maybe if we get clean energies.
Yeah, exactly. Those are sustainable because you can do them
over and over.
Over and over, and it doesn't change anything.
Right. Do you guys think artificial intelligence has a role to play in sustainability?
Well, I think that artificial intelligence can help sustainability. I mean, like can improve a lot of aspects of the human impact on the environment by reducing the. Well, I don't know actually. No.
Do you think maybe if artificial intelligence knows when to turn the wind turbine on and when to turn it off?
Yeah, in general, it's about tuning. So it's about learning how should we like make stuff work better and more efficiently. And it's in general, so it's a topic that helps like everything. It's very applicable in basically everything because everything that a human can do, artificial intelligence tries to replicate it.
Right.
In the better way possible.
So do you think in your roles after school, do you think your careers in artificial intelligence will overlap with sustainability?
It depends on what jobs can I find. I am not really sure. It would be cool. Like for me, I'm more directed towards making agents that do stuff. So it's probably it depends where they are, applied.
Right.
If you apply that to like missiles or something, it's not really sustainable. But it's a broad field. It depends when you find where you find jobs about it.
Right.
But it can really help.
Would you prefer to have a job where you're implementing agents of, let's say, renewable energy compared to agents of missiles?
What I would like is an interesting job. If it can be interesting, of course. Why not? It's not like I'm here to destroy humanity or something.
Right.
It would be really cool, And I really, for me, I don't really know where all this master will take me. I'm just going with the flow and see what it
Nice.
takes me.
And for you, Eugenio?
Yeah, I mean, of course, I hope that my role in the job system will allow me to help the environment. But of course, as the other Eugenio was saying, it's difficult to already foresee it because it's for our field of study is not so linked with sustainability, and so yes. However, the hope is that. I mean,
How about in your personal lives? Let's say outside of the realm of artificial intelligence and the lives you lead, do you think you can lead sustainable lives?
Well, my life, I don't think it's sustainable, but I try to trash everything in the right spot. Every time I have something in my hand, like on the street, I keep it in my hand until I find a trash bin. Every time. So I try to do what I must.
So even if you don't find it in your careers, perhaps you can find it in your personal lives.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
Do you think we have a responsibility to find it in our personal lives?
Yeah.
we have to.
We have to.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for your time, gentlemen. Appreciate it.
No problem.
How goes it?
Doing well, how are you?
Good, good. What's your name?
My name is Steven.
Steven. Where are you from, Steven?
I'm from New York.
New York. And what are you here studying at the University of Amsterdam?
I study a master's in neurobiology.
Neurobiology. Do you see any sort of connection to sustainability or a path towards a greener future with neurobiology?
I'm always surprised working in a lab with, and I understand there's contamination considerations, but I'm always surprised with how much you throw away, and the gloves that come in the plastic wrapper or all these things that you toss out. But to be honest, I personally don't know if there is an alternative, and I don't see any solutions, but I can't say that I see sustainability in my field.
Okay, so what you're talking then about is a sterile technique in doing science, and perhaps the issue there is that there may not be an alternative to the sterile technique.
Right.
Well,
I see, you use a lot of plastic things, and maybe there is possibility to steam clean these sort of things, but it doesn't go on, and I don't know if it's feasible.
So then perhaps an invention in the field to have a recycled sterile technique might be extremely useful.
Yeah, I would say inventions are always a good possibility.
And recently we just had an election in the United States.
Yep.
Possibly a more sustainable way forward.
Well, hopefully. President Obama mentioned in his acceptance speech, one of the first things he mentioned was combating a warming climate, which has actually generated some controversy. But at the same time, he supports offshore drilling and a new oil pipeline through the middle of the United States. So I'd say we're actually still far way off.
But perhaps a couple steps closer.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
An inch closer is better, than an inch backwards.
Fair enough. So we have a lot of work to do, and maybe something to take home with us, and for those inventors out there, something to think about.
I would hope so, yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for your time, Steven.
No problem.
Okay.
How's it going?
Good.
Good. What's your name?
Peter.
Peter. Nice.
You want the last name?
If you want.
It's Peter Heining.
Peter Heine. And Peter Heinen, you're an employee here at Science Park.
Yes, I
Nice.
am.
And you're doing research?
I am doing research now.
Nice. And that's on, what is that on?
It is on actually the distribution of wild lettuce in the Netherlands.
Nice.
It's in a project that is actually looking at the ecological risks of genetically modified crops.
Okay.
And I'm looking at the wild lettuce.
Nice. Now you also have you've been very active in the community garden that's close by Science Park, I've
Yes.
heard. And do you have a good crop this year?
Actually, yes, it was unexpected. Yeah. We started last year in March, and we cleared the area and we made some nice beds in different shapes and planted randomly everything. We also had little plants grown in the window that we planted, and everything was eaten by the snails.
Yeah.
It was great. It was horrible. The whole spring long, nothing came, and it was all going very, very slow. And then I was gone for a few weeks, I think maybe 4. And I came back in the summer, and then everything was green suddenly. But it was mostly flowers, so you could only see leaves, and it was totally one green area, which was awesome. And all the flowers were beautiful. And then we put the leaves aside, and you could actually see there was lots of crops growing. I found some broccoli somewhere in the corner, and then there was some plants doing really well, and others they were lost. But still, it was beautiful.
Nice.
Nice experience.
That sounds like a good experience. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that you were a master's student here.
Yes.
And that's when you started the garden, is that correct?
Yeah, at the
Yeah.
end of the master. Yeah.
So then I think maybe a lot of students don't know that that's available so close by, the opportunity to get their hands dirty and maybe grow something or
Yeah,
build a rain collector or something like that.
definitely. I think if you want, you should just do it. I think this was a really good experience, and we are now also talking about making the project a little bit bigger, and we definitely want to invite more people to come and do their sustainable ideas and bring them to practice and not keep them in their heads.
Nice. And if someone wanted to maybe communicate with you or other people involved with the community garden, where would they go to maybe start that conversation?
Yeah, there's a lot of gardens, there's a few gardens there in the area, and most people are communicating via Facebook side of the DAC Science Park.
DAC Science Park, DAC Science Park, huh?
Yeah,
Okay, so if someone has interest, that's where to begin, huh?
I think so.
And good luck with the next season's crops.
Thank you.
How's it going?
Good.
What's your name?
My name is Amog.
Amog, nice. Where are you from, Amog?
I'm from India.
India.
Bangalore, a city in the south.
City in the south.
Yeah.
And so, what are you here for?
I'm here for Masters in Artificial Intelligence
At the UFA.
at UVA, yeah.
Nice. What do you think of the transition between India and the Netherlands?
Yeah, well, I think it's interesting from the point of view of, say, environment or something. It's like people in India, they don't really care about making an extra effort to protect the environment. But here it's like sort of inbuilt into people that, oh, we are doing so much harm to it, so let me just put the garbage in the right place and play a role. But yeah, in terms of what people think, I see quite a big difference. Yeah.
Now, how many people live in India, you think, these days?
A billion.
About a billion.
A billion, exactly a billion. Yeah.
So that's pretty important that we get those billion people.
To do something about the environment. But I also think that India as a country as a whole, say pollution, I think they make like less than a fifth of what USA does, which is bigger than India, but yeah.
Which is where I'm from.
Which is where you're from. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So, do you think then you're learning some things here that you might take back to India?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the things that you do. I mean, every day, the way you take care of the garbage and the way you not. I mean, not just the environment, but the way you follow traffic rules and the way. I mean, yeah, they do it here, and we don't really do it in our country, so we don't really care about those things.
Nice.
I would like people to care about such things. Yeah.
Do you think the Netherlands can do more, or perhaps the UFA itself?
In terms of.
Let's say sustainability.
Well, to do more, yeah, maybe they can do something like a project. I mean, something like a course in sustainability, where like an international course where they teach students what's going on, and because it's like they have so much facility and stuff, so yeah, maybe they can make an impact there.
But it is. Do you feel it's important? Do you think it's an important topic?
Yeah, I think it's important in the education. Like, it's important to teach people what is right and what is wrong and what's happening to the planet. But I think that it is not so important for a person to actually do these things. I mean, just do it because it's morally correct, or I mean, it's good for the environment. I don't think that that's really going to make an impact. I think what will make an impact is government policies, and I think.
So you think maybe the top-down regulations, government,
yeah, exactly.
They're the ones who are.
Yeah, I mean, if you say throwing garbage, I mean, if you say wasting plastic is bad for the environment, then the government should make it illegal or something to not produce so much plastic or something. Yeah,
Okay.
It's not the people who, I'll take care of my plastic. No, I don't think that's going to make it.
Do you think you'll go back to Bangalore when you're done?
Maybe after a few years of working here or somewhere in Europe, yeah.
And you think you'll take that education back with you,
Yeah.
try and implement it there?
Of course, yeah.
Of course. Well, nice meeting you, and good luck.
Thank you.
How's it going?
Good.
Good. And what's your name?
It's early. I'm Jelmer.
Jelmer. And where are you from, Jelmer?
I'm from Friesland, from the north of the Netherlands.
Nice. And you're studying at the UFA?
I'm doing my master's in limnology and oceanography now at the UvA, and I did my bachelor in marine biology in Groningen.
Groningen. And having gone a couple places, let's say through Holland, how would you compare maybe Groningen and the UvA with regards to how they deal with waste and their sustainable practices?
I'm sorry, that was my laptop. Well, I know in Groningen they have those big bins, and they press the waste together, and they are powered by solar energy. I saw that in Groningen, and in Groningen there is also a center that only focus on energy and environmental sustainability.
Is that an academic center, or is that a management center?
No, it's an academic center, yeah. Yeah, professors are involved, and all kinds of scientific directions are involved in that. Biologists, chemists, but also economists and policy.
So it's very active then up in Groningen.
Yeah.
Do you think the UvA has some catching up to do?
Well, I just came to the UvA, so I don't really know what they're exactly doing, but I think so, yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's hard to get a proper reading when there's so many people doing different things and different departments. You don't really know what's going on, so
yeah.
Good to investigate. How about the Netherlands in general? Do you think the Netherlands is doing a pretty good job?
No.
No?
No, absolutely not. Only a few percent of our energy comes from renewable resources, and in Germany they go up to 30 or 35% now. So Germany is way in front of us.
So something for us in the Netherlands to reach for.
Definitely.
And lastly, do you feel, how about your program? You're studying a master's in oceanography.
Yeah.
Do you feel there'll be some overlap in your future with sustainability?
Regarding to sustainability, no. I didn't hear anything yet until now about sustainability in courses I did actually.
But perhaps in your career or in your in your studies, do you think there'll be some overlap, or is it a two separate things for you?
You mean sustainability and my...
Yeah, your career being involved in some aspect of studying something to make it more sustainable, or making something more effective.
Yeah, it could be. For example, my next internship is probably gonna be something with fisheries, and we're gonna look how we can make the fisheries on an island more sustainable, and how, yeah. So there could be an overlap in the future, yeah.
Great. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Yep.
How's it going?
Good.
Good. What's your name?
David.
David. And where are you from, David?
I'm from Mexico City.
And you're studying at UFA?
Yes.
And what are you studying?
Master's in Brain and Cognitive Sciences.
Nice. How would you compare your experience in Mexico versus the Netherlands in regards to sustainability, whether it's the government or your the social opinion?
Well, actually, in Mexico City, it's more of a cultural thing, where everywhere you see recycling bins, instead of just garbage cans, you see separate recycling bins in parks, schools, shopping malls. Everywhere you see different places to put different kinds of garbage. And here I haven't seen that much of it. I have seen these big containers for plastic or glass, but not for cans, for example. That's
okay.
Something we have in Mexico.
So maybe it's not as forward here as it is there, as far as evident to see the recycling effort.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you from Mexico City or?
Yeah, Mexico City.
Mexico City. So then coming here, you see more of a change within Mexico City versus Amsterdam.
Yeah.
But, very nice. Do you think sustainability is something that should be involved in a personal life?
Of course, yeah.
And how would you define sustainability?
Well, for me, it's leaving a smaller carbon footprint in the earth and not having to rely on other sources other than yourself.
Do you think the Mexican people or the Mexican government are the larger driver of sustainability in your country?
A little bit of both. The government is working towards it because it was one of the most polluted cities in the world, and it's getting better. But people are doing their part in that effort. So.
Very nice. Do you think you'll take something home with you if you go back to Mexico after your master's?
Yeah, I'll cherish more
what you have in Mexico.
Exactly.
That's powerful. Thank you for your time. Hello.
Hi.
What's your name?
Merel. My name is Merel Hendricks.
Merel. Now you're also with the Students for Sustainable Amsterdam, is that correct?
Yes. I am there for the project group of education and research. And with that we try to make education and research here at the UvA and at the HVA more sustainable.
And what defines sustainable? What is sustainable with that education and research? How do you...
What defines sustainable within that? I think the point is that you educate on sustainability to as many people as possible. So that's, I think, the goal which we would like to reach, and I think that is a very important aspect of creating a sustainable future as well.
Now there's a lot of different fields of sustainability, and if you had to choose one that you wanted to educate people on, what would that be?
Oh wow. I think on sustainable consumption. I think if you would educate people on sustainable consumption, we can create way more sustainable future.
So that's largely based on economy then as well, and people's purchasing power, is that correct?
Yeah, not necessarily their purchasing power, but more the choices they make when they're in a supermarket and that they demand certain standards for their consumption. And I think through this process, you can also make companies more sustainable, because if that's the demand, then yeah, that is what the companies companies to market will give.
So that sounds like education through the bottom up rather than a government top-down approach that's taking it from the bottom and the population and assimilating it to make the change.
Yeah, I guess it's more the bottom-up approach, but of course you need the government in order to establish this within education, preferably in all levels of education, university, but also primary or secondary education. I think it might be already a very important factor to learn it from early onwards, and for that, of course, you need the government again.
Do you think there should be more classes that are specifically resolved around the sustainable question and the individual lifestyle?
Yeah, because I think sustainability is something, maybe not a specific course on sustainability, but I think you can link almost every field to the concept of sustainability, and so I think it could be integrated, and I think it's such an essential thing nowadays that it's not necessarily pressing for, but that it's something that is really important for our education.
What are you working on right now?
There are several things we're working on right now, but right now we're just looking at the possibilities of maybe integrating kind of this sustainable part into many courses here at the UvA.
Well, nice. Thank you very much for your time. Do you think, what do you think the time frame is on making this a more accepted social thing for the common person, so that maybe when they get through high school they're aware of sustainability and they're actively pursuing this goal of what you're after, of choosing the right products? And
I hope sooner than later, of course. I hope very soon, but I don't see that happening necessarily very soon. But so, if it's up to me, very soon. But yeah.
Very soon.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your time. Appreciate it. Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, what's your name?
Martina.
And what are you studying, Martina?
I'm studying mathematics.
At the UvA?
Yes, at UvA.
And that's a master's program?
Yes, it's a master program, and I'm here for 6 months in an Erasmus program. And when I came here, I thought that here I will find everything perfect
Perfect in what way?
In the environmental system and the way they treated the environmental aspects and so on.
So recycling and...
Recycling, or divide the garbage, or the number of the quantity of garbage. Instead here there's a lot of plastic things, and because maybe they want to use a lot of fast food, and so this is a really this is a problem, because you have a lot of stuff then to throw away. And
you're from Italy, correct?
Yeah.
So then maybe realizing that every part of the world is dealing with the same problem. Yeah. Do you feel you could use lessons that you've learned in sustainability in your mathematics career?
No, I don't think so. I have personal experience on this aspect, and I took part in a seminar a few years ago, and I studied these aspects of sustainability and so on, and I'd like to be part of this sustainability project and because I think it's important to leave to the next generation the world as we found it, and not a big bin.
So perhaps not necessarily in your professional career you may run into applied sustainability in mathematics, but maybe definitely in your personal life.
Yes, definitely.
So do you actively pursue?
Actually, I don't at the moment, but I'd like to follow an organization in Italy which is called Lega Ambiente, and they organize some volunteer camps on the sustainability and for example they organize this camp also with young people, and they try to spread this sustainability attitude.
Nice. Well, I wish you luck, and hopefully we can continue to educate each other, I guess, and move forward with the entire movement. Thank you.
Thank you.
How's it going?
Good.
Good. What's your name?
Martin.
Martin. And where are you from, Martin?
I'm from Enkhuizen.
Enkhuizen.
Little town.
And you're doing a master's here at the UvA?
Yeah, I'm doing my master's called Limnology and Oceanography. Just started this year.
Nice. And how do you feel that program is in relation to sustainability? Is it covered at all, or?
It's covered. Well, briefly. I mean, yeah, we focus on the sea, so they mentioned fisheries a little. It's like.
Do you feel sustainability has a large role in the future of your studies or your work?
Well, not mainly on work. I mean, we focus on nature, and if nature isn't sustained, then there's not much to study, I guess. But I don't know if we can change the world or change the view on sustainability, because we don't really get educated to do so.
So you think it's important that that there are certain classes involved in your program, or perhaps earlier on in your university or educational career?
I think I mean, education in high school, there should be a focus on sustainability probably, and yeah, with our studies, I mean, in my study I got aware of sustainability because we just focus on nature so much, and there's a nature conservation course which makes you really aware of what we do. But I mean, energy conservation and food conservation, we don't focus on it at all because it's not our part of science.
Now you've said that you might teach later on in your life career. Do you think as a teacher you would make a point to bring more than just the science, the connection of science and sustainability to your students in the future?
I think if I become a teacher, I would definitely mention it and do a class about sustainability, or about, my point of view is just, as a biologist, show how beautiful nature is, and that should make, and then mention that you don't want to destroy that. So, and that could be coupled to another class on sustainability. So how to conserve nature, conserve.
So through exposure, people inherently then become more aware of the issues and take actions, and couple that to actions.
I think it's very important for people to know where does energy come from, like coal and stuff like that, or mountains are cut down because we need the rock for I don't know what.
Yeah.
Building houses and.
Right.
So if you show that, people might realize that I'll switch off the light every once in a while because.
And how do you think your country is currently doing? You're from the Netherlands. It's good to get viewpoints from various people from various places. Do you think the Netherlands has a lot of work to do, or do you think it's one of the leaders in maybe certain sectors?
Well, definitely not a leader. I think there's a lot we can do to improve being sustainable with education, but also just the government maybe funding sustainable initiatives like Germany did with solar power. I mean, we got the same. I just read something. We got even a more solid power net. So our power net is ready for something like wind energy, solar energy, anything. They can just all mix it in.
The grid of the infrastructure is more prepared.
Yeah, our infrastructure is ready for it. We just need to actually implement it, and that's something we're afraid to do, I think.
All right. Well, appreciate you taking the time.
No worries. Glad to do so.
How's it going?
Going fine.
Good. What's your name?
Pieter Jan de Siere.
Nice. And what are you studying here, Peter?
And I study forensic science, but in Belgium I studied pharmaceutical science.
Pharmaceutical science. Okay. Well, we know this is a little bit about well, sustainability and possibly Science Park. So perhaps it doesn't really relate to your program.
Not directly, because I do not use a lot of chemicals, but of course with crime scene investigators, those also has to get cleaned up. So it would be nice actually to see something what our chemicals do and what the impact of our chemicals have on the environment and how can we clean it up better.
Okay.
Actually, it could be nice if you had some environmental toxicology or something.
Environmental toxicology, perhaps within the
it would be nice,
field.
Of course.
Yeah, it's interesting. Do you see what about within the community at Science Park? Are you seeing a lot of things just being a new student here?
There isn't that much. There is most of the things we get are always in plastic bottles, and a lot of paper getting wasted, especially like the free printing, which wastes a lot of paper. I don't think it's recycled paper. I think it's just normal paper. So I think if there's too much paper getting wasted there. Also the coffee, but that's what Serena told me. The coffee cups, and there is also no place to separate trash. So if you got plastic, you just could throw it in the bin, but it isn't separated, so it's still a problem.
So on a let's say what meets the eye at Science Park, it doesn't look like it's as sustainable as it could be, as far as recycling, let's say, the various bottles and the trash and some other things.
Yes, there is no place. If they would just put on 2 separate trash cans, it would be better. In my old university, we had the place where I studied. The study lounges actually had a blue trash bin and a normal one. And instead of we had to separate our trash. If it got us not separating the trash, we would get thrown out.
Okay.
And they would help us even more. So it was important.
So it's a step that we could be taking here.
Yeah, definitely about separating the paper, separating the plastic bottles, and the normal garbage.
Right. Is there anything else you want to share, maybe about your views between, let's say, maybe the Netherlands and Belgium, where you're from?
The Netherlands are much further in sustainability, especially when with their housing. When they put on houses, they really put on the principle of the cradle-to-cradle principle. They really use it. In Belgium, it's just concrete, and sustainability isn't really an issue with us. But we do try to recycle, especially in university environments. I've seen they really try to step up the game by recycling stuff, but overall, there's not much done actually in recycling.
So there's still lots of work to be done.
There is very lots of work to be done.
All right. Well, thanks for your time, and we'll see where we go from here.
Right, no problem. Thank you.
So what's your name?
My name is Dax Boot. I'm a third-year student at the Amsterdam University College across the street.
Nice. And you're part of the Students for Sustainable Amsterdam group.
SFSA, yeah.
And what's your position there?
I'm leading a project group about housing and buildings and infrastructure. So if there are new buildings, then we try to make them as sustainable as possible. And for example, we're now busy with the projects on solar panels and all that waste management. So it's all about basically the infrastructure of the UvA to make it more sustainable.
So if I say the word sustainability, what comes to mind to you is infrastructure mostly?
Well, partly. I mean, sustainability is a very big word. I mean, everything that has to do with a more sustainable future falls under sustainability actually, and if you want to, you can link everything to sustainability. So, but definitely housing and buildings and infrastructure are a very important aspect in sustainability.
What do you think the best way to implement sustainability, maybe from that infrastructure point of view, is?
Well, I think it all starts with proper research. So scientific research and foundation, I think, is very important to really know what the impact is and the magnitude of all kinds of aspects that has to do with sustainability. After, and then it goes to the government and the industry and the market. I think the industry and the market are very important in sustainability and implementing sustainability. Without them, we're nowhere, basically.
Do you think it will be economically viable in the future for companies to become more sustainable? Should that be part of their business plan?
Well, it should be, of course, but if it's possible, yeah, I think in the end we have to. But it will take time, obviously. I mean, to change entire markets and industries will take time, effort, and I don't see it happen in the coming 10, 20 years, but 30, 40, maybe 50 years, yeah.
Can it be done? Can it be done sooner than 50 years? What might we do to do it quicker, bring that change?
In 50 years we can make serious improvements and progress, but to be really at the place we have to be, I think 50 years is ambitious, but let's say yes in the end. Yeah.
All right.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, thanks for your time. How goes it?
Very well.
And what's your name?
My name is Aitor.
Aitor. And where are you from, Aitor?
I'm from Spain.
From Spain. And you're studying at the UFA?
Yeah.
And what are you studying?
I'm studying a master program in biomedical sciences.
Biomedical sciences. Nice. Real quickly, it's interesting because we haven't had anyone from Spain yet speaking. What do you would like to maybe make a comparison between the Netherlands and Spain, or some different things that you're seeing here in regards to sustainability?
Well, I've been living here just for a few months, but I've been really surprised about how people are so concerned about using public transport or even cycling here in the Netherlands. And if I compare that with my country, it's completely different. I mean, in Spain, people are used to, use their own cars or wherever, so I don't think that they are very, implicated with environmental stuff. I think that's something completely different here.
Yeah, it's a fairly unique system here where everyone is using public transport and biking. How do you feel recently, a lot of people are concerned with, let's say, the Eurozone and whatnot, and that has its own cognitions. But when Spain has to start tightening up its belt, let's say, in the European Union to make reductions to stay financially feasible, are they cutting a lot of programs right now?
Yeah, they are. I mean, just indeed before the crisis, they were giving a lot of money to develop new projects and stuff to use new energy resources. For example, they were building a lot of new windmills or even solar panels in the south of the country and stuff. Yeah, I think that now, due to the cut-offs, all these projects having stopped. So I know how things are going to go on right now. So.
Do you think the youth has a role to maybe play in, if the government can't make these changes, can the youth, can the people make the changes?
Well, I don't know how to say. I mean, a year ago there were huge demonstrations in my country, people were claiming for a change, due to the political situation and stuff. And there was no change really, so I know, I think that's a really complicated situation. So I know how we will be able to change the environmental concern of people, or
So it definitely seems like a very complicated path forwards when we start cutting funding and still trying to find a way to implement good changes.
Yeah, at least how the situation is right now in my country, I see it really complicated.
Right. So then perhaps to continue the discussion is the most important.
Of course. Yeah.
As far as maintaining. Fair enough. Well, thank you very much for your time, Aitor.
Okay, thank you.
How's it going, guys?
Good. Pretty good.
Good. What are your names?
Isak.
Isak.
And Marta.
And Marta. And where are you guys from?
Sweden.
You're from Sweden?
And I'm from the United States.
Nice. And you guys are students here at the UFA?
Yes, we are.
That's right.
And what are you studying?
Brain and cognitive science.
Yep, brain and cognitive sciences.
Nice. You guys feel that that program has any relations to sustainability?
I don't think so.
Do you see in the future, maybe in your career, having a job that overlaps with some sort of aspect of sustainability?
Well, hopefully the lab that I work in recycles the equipment that they use and are conscientious of these types of things, but I don't think my study directly is involved with this.
What about you, Isaac?
No, I can't see either. I didn't even think about the recycling the equipment, but that's at least something.
And how about in your personal lives?
Back in Sweden, I do it all the time, but here it's way harder. So unfortunately, the only thing I separate is plastic.
Okay.
And
Paper and bottles, but for some reason they don't have can separation here. So I recycled a lot more in the States, actually.
Nice. Now, Marta, you were telling me about a program that you had heard about called Food Not Bombs. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I was a member of a grassroots organization, and there's a bunch of chapters all over the United States, Food Not Bombs. What you do is whether it's a restaurant or a supermarket, you pre-arrange it, and the day that they're going to throw the food away, it's just on the cusp of going bad, you pick it up, and you go to a community center, generally that has a kitchen, you cook up a big meal, and then you make the food available to the community, so be it people on welfare or in need, or just poor students, or anybody who wants a free hot meal, because otherwise the food would have gone to waste, and that's, I thought it was a project I could really get behind.
And that's pretty active in the United States?
Yeah, there are many chapters. In most major cities, there's 1 or 2 chapters.
And do you know if it's active anywhere else in the world?
I'm not sure, but if there were people interested, I would totally try to start a chapter up here in the Netherlands, because I think it's a really important issue that so much food is wasted in our society that could, possibly feed people.
Nice.
I haven't heard about it in Sweden.
Well, maybe something for people to Google. So Isaac, as far as being from Sweden, how do you feel the difference between the Netherlands and Sweden enact, let's say, recycling or your day-to-day waste?
I lived in a city that was pretty far ahead with sustainability, especially with recycling. And when I got here, I got 1 trash bin, or 1 big and 1 small. And in Sweden, I have 6.
And they're for different things?
Yes.
What town are you from?
The town I was living in before I got here was Umeå.
Okay.
And they are leading
okay.
in many ways when it comes to sustainability.
Now, I know some personal residents in Amsterdam, they get 4 bins, so they get something for plastic,
That's
something
good.
for green bins. But perhaps because you're in student housing,
it could definitely
it doesn't exist in student housing. So maybe that's something to think about in the future here at the university.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
It's not that hard.
Maybe with a little education and willpower, we can make that happen.
Sounds good.
Thanks for your time, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And have a good day. Hello.
Hey, hi.
And what's your name?
My name is Sietse.
Sietse. And Sietse, you are currently finishing up your 2nd year here with the Masters at the UvA?
Yeah, almost finished.
And what are you finishing your degree in?
It's a degree in Earth Sciences.
Earth Sciences. Nice. And so you've been here for about 1.5 years, and I think you've noticed a couple changes with sustainability and Science Park. Can you tell me about a couple of those?
Yeah. I'm here. You say 1.5 years, but a little bit longer, maybe too long. So it's time to finish. It's really nice because I think, for example, like 1.5 years, we started with some students together and we wrote a document in which we, just put down our ideas how to make Science Park more sustainable. So then we thought, okay, one part is communication, so what's already happening and communicate it with students. And staff, of course, what can people do themselves? Take the stairs instead of the elevator, use your own cup, like these types of things. And on the other hand, practical measures like the community garden. That's a lot of students together. I think 30 students just, with their hands removed the nettles and the weeds and just started their own garden. Also, students they collected the paper of 1 week. You know, every week there's so much paper that, you know, people print but don't pick up. So we use this to make a tree out of paper. So all the trees that were cut, we built a new tree out of it.
That's funny because you talk about communication, and a lot of students probably don't even know there's a community garden here at Science Park, or that effort you guys did with the paper tree and whatnot. And I guess there's also a lot of faculty who are involved with this discussion. Is that correct?
Yeah, especially at faculty, because as I said, so this we talked a lot with a group of students, together with people working at Science Park, and we found that a lot of people working at Science Park are very enthusiastic about, okay, how can we make Science Park more sustainable? And yeah, these are people from the ICT, but also facility services and communications department. So already a lot of things are happening, and I think now it's also important to connect the dots, to link students with faculty staff and work together to make Science Park more sustainable.
So if students wanted to join this discussion that already seems to be very active, where do you think they could go to become part of the movement?
Yeah, well, I think it's one way is to go to DAC Science Park, DAC Science Park at Facebook. So that's one place where for discussion that would be a good way, I think.
And on that group, that's a synthesis of the sustainability effort here in the discussion?
Yeah.
Well, that sounds exciting. I hope that other people can join the discussion as we move forward with some of these actions.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
And what's your name?
I'm Serena.
Serena. And you study at the UFA?
Yes.
And what are you studying?
I'm studying limnology and oceanography. I'm an Erasmus student and I come from Italy.
And you come from Italy. And in limnology and oceanography, do you feel there's a connection to sustainability?
Yes, I think so, because I study everything that is connected with environment, that is related with environment. So yes, I think that study also sustainability is really important for people that are going to study environment, of course.
So a lot of the biology that you're studying is very inherently connected with the environment and how people use the environment.
Yes.
Now, I know that you particularly have worked very hard on this actual program of Wake Science Park, and I wanted to get a feeling of why you felt it was so important to spend your free time to work on something like this, to maybe allow students to become more aware.
Because I want to be positive, because I think that real change is possible, and I wanted to be helpful, and I wanted to do something in a real concrete way, either for the university or for
The students.
Yes.
So there's a real way forward and a real hope, and you want to enact that hope to bring the best result possible. Fair enough. Well, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it. I want to start by thanking all the students who were able to take part in this interview process. I hope that you enjoyed some of the different perspectives on sustainability and where people are going within their lives and how it might overflow into the world of sustainability. For me, the process of making some of these interviews has really shown me that sustainability isn't this black and white definition that you can get from a dictionary, but it's a mosaic of concepts based on where people are coming from, what they're studying, and really where they're traveling along their path in life. So I think that the conversation is this ongoing process, and with the given fact that these individuals and other individuals like yourself are going to be shaping our world as we see it, it's important that we all join the conversation, because perhaps one solution may be better than another, and we may find alternative ways and methods than your counterpart or your peer may have. And it's important to share that, because I think together we really can find a sustainable path forward. So whether you come talk to us this week at the booth, or whether you talk to your friends next week or your family, we hope that you continue on with the conversation and find a way forward for us all. Thanks for your time.